live. Yeah, yeah, we going live. Hey, hey, we going live. Yeah, yeah, we going live. Yeah, yeah, we going. Yeah, yeah, we going. Yeah, 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 we going live. From the 50-yard line, we going live. From the 50-yard line, we going live. From the 50-yard line. Hey.
Mental health moment.
Yeah, that's a little different today.
Yeah. And upon reading this and kind of taking a look at this story in particular, I was disappointed, that, I mean, we shouldn't be shocked at stuff like this, but I'm still like, in 2022, like really, so Duke,
yeah,
a Duke volleyball player, the only Black starter, was racially harassed and threatened by a fan, a BYU fan, Brigham Young University, during a round robin tournament this past Friday. Now the fan has been banned, but the trauma from this incident and incidents like this can't be removed. Like, what do we do about this type of stuff? Like preemptively.
That's the hard part. Like, what do you do other than prepare people?
Yeah.
I guess you can prepare people, understanding that the possibility that this may happen will come. I think the thing that you do specifically for a situation like this, because it causes trauma, and what you can do to kind of, you're not going to prevent the trauma, but what you can do to curtail the effect of the trauma is making sure that we are letting our brown and Black people know their worth. Yeah. Ensuring that our young people understand who they are unequivocally and unapologetically. And so therefore, when you hear things like what was thrown at this young lady, you don't, excuse me, you don't get rattled by it.
Yeah.
Because you know who you are. That's it.
I love that. Actually, I love that response, because it's one of those things where it's like, we can't do anything about other people.
Nope.
We can kind of only change us and kind of fix, within. Absolutely.
That's one of my huge things as a life coach, and even as a mental health counselor, that I'm a Stephen Covey has the circle of control.
Yeah.
And so always telling people about this, I'm because it's a game changer, honestly, in the circle of control. And when you realize that the only thing you have control over are you, yourself, and you, then the things that other people do don't tend to affect you. That circle then becomes a boundary for you. To say that if this isn't something that I caused or I did or I made happen or I said, or you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Then I can, even if you said something, even the reaction it's outside of your control.
Right.
So I just feel like if we can teach them, but I feel like the first step is seeing the value in yourself. So nobody can talk you out of who you are. Nobody can make you feel any kind of way about yourself if you are first secure and comfortable in who you are. So making sure that we show people the value that they bring to the table and having them know who they are, so that when situations like this happen, then you're not unfazed, because again, it's trauma, but you're unfazed much less.
Yeah.
And I don't know how she reacted. That article did not speak about it, but I just know that it had to be an uncomfortable situation for her.
Yeah.
And I'll say this in my last part. This was one that I was like, oh, we finna. Shame on you for anybody who was sitting around this person and did not check him or her. I assume it was a him. I think it was a him.
Yeah, I think it was a guy.
Shame on you.
Yeah.
That's it. That's the only way things are really going to change. People need to start checking these people instead of just sitting around being afraid of what they're going to say to you if you say something to them. But they're being abusive to another human being.
We got to bring back shame.
Yeah.
You know, you can't shame anybody for anything.
No,
And
you can get shamed.
Is a lot of acts are shameful.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So
absolutely, they need to be. Yeah, it didn't make any sense to me.
Yeah,
that was my initially was all of the emotions of, because I've been the only Black person in a space a lot of times, and been and because of trauma that I've not even experienced personally, but because it feels like it's hereditary trauma.
Yeah.
Been worried about what would happen in those spaces. Sorry, y'all, I got a little something going on. But worried about what would happen in those spaces, being the only Black person.
Mm-hmm.
That just doesn't feel good.
Yeah.
And now the joke to all of this is, because it was the first thing I thought until I read the article to clarify. So this person was sitting in the student section, was not a student though. In my head, I'm thinking, Brigham Young, oh, well, they just sexually frustrated and they just got to take it out on somebody. So I'm done. That was my joke. All right.
What is wrong with you? Oh man, well,
that was my joke. I'm sorry, y'all. Don't pay me any attention over here.
They do have a no fraternizing policy at their school. So
absolutely. No, that was a joke, y'all. But nothing about this story is funny. But that was the first thing that hit my head. Like, oh, this student just sexually frustrated. See, that was the mental health counselor and me thinking about like, what's wrong with them? But what man. Sorry.
No, we all good. All right.
Yeah.
Feel good for the thought.
Yeah.
So this one, and I'm gonna add to it. This one was a good one. Sierra Monica and her oldest daughter accompanied Vanessa Bryant for the trial against the LAPD for leaking the photos. I can't imagine why anybody would want to do this, but they took photos of the helicopter crash wreckage and leaked the photos.
Yeah.
And so Vanessa Bryant ended up winning $16 million in this case, in this civil trial against the LAPD.
Mm-hmm.
And so to add to this story, she decided to donate all of the $16 million. Now, I don't know who she donated it to, but I just heard that she's donating the entire amount.
Mamba and Mambacita.
Okay, so she did. Okay, so she donated to the Mamba and Mambacita Foundation.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And so just a great, I mean, obviously, because of what is
makes sense.
Shrouded in. Not a great story from that aspect, but her, being vindicated for the wrong that was done to her family.
Absolutely.
And then her thinking
disrespect.
So much. Deciding to not give the money, but donate the money. I couldn't find it.
You fine. You good.
Deciding to donate the money, because she would have been well within the right to keep it and do whatever she wanted to do.
Absolutely. Because she was the one that felt the trauma, the pain of what they did. Right. So
this
she
money is going to go to helping so many people. So
absolutely, I love it, and I love it from the sisterhood.
Yes.
Of her friends going to court with her, standing by her side. I love that. Sorry, y'all.
Oh no, you all look.
Oh my gosh.
I don't know if you realize it, but I was like that about a week or two ago.
I'm hot, and that's why it's happening. So just
Yeah.
keep going. We good.
All right. So shout out to all of them. Sierra, Monica,
Absolutely. Her daughter.
Yep. The Bryants, their family.
Because she could have been like, oh, people are gonna think I'm just trying to get over. Like, I love that she pursued it regardless. Like, I don't care what y'all think. It's wrong. Right. So I love it.
Yeah.
Good for her.
All right, show picks.
Yeah.
What you watching?
So I'm watching them quite a bit because, well, I won't say why. But anyway, I've been hooked on, because I had not been watching for a while, hooked on episodes of The Pivot lately. And the episode with Mike Tomlin was hands down, even over the Michael Beasley, the best episode of The Pivot that I've ever seen.
Yeah.
He dropped so many thought-provoking gems.
Really?
Oh,
I gotta see
my goodness. He is a freaking mindful genius. And he does it unapologetically. And I absolutely love this man.
Yeah.
And to see the relationship that he and Ryan Clark had.
Yeah.
That
was his coach.
Yes, that was his boy. They still boys. Ryan Clark, no, Coach Tomlin told the story. I think Shannon brought it up because Shannon is out of pocket all the time.
Yeah, all the time.
He talked about how they always picking at Ryan, calling him the sickly boy. He said, if he get a cold, we got to go to the ER. Like, it's ridiculous. So anyway.
Oh, my God.
So Mike Tomlin tells the story of the time when they had to play in Denver. And Ryan Clark was upset because he couldn't play.
That's right. Sickle cell, right?
Sickle cell. So the altitude. Because apparently the last time they played there, Mike Tomlin said he almost died. So no. And he said the thing that caught me in his story was him having to have a conversation with him about why he was not going to allow him to play. And he said, if you were my son, there is no way I would let you do this. And that is what you want in a coach.
Yeah.
That's what you want in a coach.
Yeah.
I loved it.
I'm a big fan of Mike Tomlin.
He's terrific. I'm telling you, I'm gonna go back and watch just so I can write down all of the little sayings he got. Like they were like, Coach, you don't feel like you're one of the greatest to ever do it, or like all these actors. He was like, I don't like being comfortable. So no, I'm not, no. He was like, no, I don't even get into any of that stuff. He said, none of that matters to me. This grind mentality, it ain't even a grind mentality. That's not what it is. It's an excellence mentality that he has that I absolutely love.
Yeah.
I love it. So that was, man, I sat and watched that and just like, I couldn't stop. Yeah.
So the irony in what you watched is
that you watched I'm Athlete.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So actually, the whole episode hasn't come out yet, but they put out a couple of teaser clips. And so they had Joe Budden on this episode, and I think it was the perfect episode to talk about the podcast breakup, because I hadn't heard it from Brandon's point of view, and so I still haven't heard that part. But the teaser clip they put out, Joe was kind of talking about, because they both had kind of highly publicized podcast breakups with their co-hosts, and so I think this is going to be a really good episode. Some of what I heard from what Joe said, I know a lot of people were upset with him and upset with Brandon Marshall too, about the way things ended, because nobody wants the dynamic to change.
Right. Nobody likes change.
Right. The sentiment that I kind of got from just that teaser was that, even with the way things ended up on both sides, for the co-hosts of the Joe Budden podcast, for them to land on their feet and have their own amazing platform that they're doing, and for the guys who were on I Am Athlete to be on the pivot and have their platform that's doing well, you know what I'm saying? Like, you can only hope for something like that, because it would look a lot different if, either of those cases where that happened and all of the people that were involved didn't land okay.
Right. Yeah. No, it would look bad. You're right. Yeah, it would look bad. It would look very bad.
I'm interested in hearing Brandon Marshall's version of it, because we got a little bit from Channing, Fred, and
they won't talk about it anymore. They refuse to talk about it anymore.
But I'm interested in seeing it from their perspective. I mean, from his perspective.
Because I never was mad with Brandon in all of this. I think Brandon is misunderstood a lot.
Yeah, definitely.
I think that the same way we saw Brandon on the football field at times is transferred in the way he does business.
Yeah.
And it's misunderstood because it's passion.
Right.
And it just doesn't come out right all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I would be curious to see.
Yeah. So I'm gonna try to check that out. I really want to see that episode. But I just haven't had the time to really watch a whole bunch of stuff.
No, you have not.
It's running from place to place to place every day.
Yeah. You
but
good.
We are at the end of another one, Steph. Episode.
I made it without passing out.
Right, yeah. Oh yeah, let's get you a nap.
No, I'm good. I just need some water, and I didn't bring any in here. It's hot. It's hot. I'm in Florida. Okay. It's hot.
Yeah. Florida in August.
Exactly. It's just hot. So that's all it is. But I'm good.
But, if you guys want to reach out to us, you can shoot us an email, whether you want to reach out to possibly be on the show. If you want to give us some feedback, hit us at our email. It's field2therealpodcast@gmail.com. Reach out to us on our socials. Our Twitter account is field2therealp1. Our IG is at field2therealpodcast. Our Facebook, YouTube, and TikTok accounts are all Field to the Real Podcast, right there behind Step's head. No number 2, the letters TO. You can go to our Facebook page. You can look at some of the videos on the page, but we prefer you to go to our YouTube page.
Absolutely.
Subscribe to the channel, share, comment, all that good jazz.
Absolutely. All that good jazz.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is episode 175, and we are out of here. Peace.
Peace.
Now put the cameras on me, 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 put the cameras on me.